because the last time I did this stop, I had a near-death experience on my tour. That's the part where all of you guys go, ooh. Okay, we're going to try that again. The last time I came here, I had a near-death experience on my tour. I know, it was very scary. It was very scary. So it was about 4 or 5 months ago, we had the college football came to Ireland. The American college football, they wanted to have a big game in Ireland, and they wanted to play it in Croke Park Stadium. Now, Croke Park, sorry, is that a question?
Penn State.
It was Penn State. It absolutely was Penn State. So it was Penn State against UCF. I'm going to get into all of that just a moment. The Americans wanted to come over. They wanted to have an American football game in Croke Park Stadium. Croke Park Stadium is our national stadium for GAA, for Gaelic football and for hurling. It holds 83,200 people. It's the 4th largest stadium in all of Europe. Okay. Now, usually under normal circumstances, that stadium is only for Gaelic games. Only for Gaelic football, only for hurling. No foreign sports are allowed to be played in there. No soccer, no rugby, nothing like that. But when the Americans got on the phone to us and said, hey Ireland, we'd like to fill up your stadium of 83,000 people and help your economy, which is in dire straits at the moment, we said, come on over guys, you're very welcome. So we invited the Americans over and they came in their thousands, okay? Mostly Penn State. There was Penn State against UCF, and the Penn State fans outnumbered the UCF fans, but literally by about 30-1. They were everywhere. They were everywhere in the city. No matter where you looked in the city, they were dotted all around the city. And if you did find a little square metre of land where there wasn't any Penn State fans, all you had to do was shout out, "We are!" and somebody off in the distance would say, "Penn State." They would answer you in the city. It was almost like robotic. It's like if you're blowing the bugle in Anchorman and you just appear out of nowhere. It was absolutely amazing. Now, of course, they were here for the college football. They were here for the game. But they are also, while they were here in Dublin, they also wanted to get a flavour of the city. So what did they start to do while they were here in the city? They started coming on the tours. So they started coming on my tours and all the other tour guides' tours, and we loved having them on the tours. They were so fun on the tours. They're really interactive, always happy to be there. They laugh at my jokes even when they weren't funny. I loved having them on the tours. They're really brilliant, okay? So, even though they were really good crack, as the Irish say, even though they were good fun on the tours, because they were real, football, boisterous, football chanting and all the rest of it, because they were like that, I wanted to make sure that all of the other people on my tour who are not involved in the college football, I wanted to make sure that they felt welcome on the tours as well. So, what we would do on the tours, is I'd make sure that's why I don't come to this stuff anymore.
There you go.
That's why, not because I nearly died. Oh, that's why. Okay. So we had the college football come over, and they were all on the tours. And we loved having them on the tours because they were really boisterous and chanting. I wanted to make sure everybody else felt welcome on the tours as well. So I'd make it a point to talk to people in between stops who had nothing to do with the college football. So we did our little half-time break. We got our teas, we got our coffees, and we start walking again up through Temple Bar. And I spot this little Australian couple that I hadn't chatted to yet. So I decided I'm going to go over, I'm going to make myself known to them. So I walk over, I start chatting to them, and the husband introduces himself. Now this couple, they're about, in their mid-60s after hitting retirement age, and the husband introduces himself. His name is Bob, and Bob is an electrician from Australia, okay? Now Bob, the electrician from Australia, and his wife, I start chatting away to them, asking them how they're dealing with the terrible weather over here, how are you dealing with the time difference over here, all that kind of stuff, just making small talk. And as we're walking up through Temple Bar, just chatting away to Bob and his wife, we're walking up through Temple Bar, and all of a sudden, the ground begins to shake. Okay, now I've been living in Ireland all my life for 23 years, and I have come to learn during my 23 years of living here in Ireland, we do not get any earthquakes, we do not get any tornadoes, we don't get any volcanic eruptions, we've been technically neutral through 2 world wars, we're pretty much the safest place on the face of the planet. And during my 23 years, I have come to learn that the ground is not supposed to shake. But here we are, the ground is shaking, all the windows are shaking in the buildings, and I hear this screeching sound overhead getting louder and louder and louder. Now I think this is game over, ball burst, I am about to die. I think my life has ended. I think somebody is dropping bombs on the city of Dublin. I'm imagining the chasm of hell itself opening up and sucking me down to the fiery pits of hell and burning me for all of my sins. The whole life is flashing before my eyes. None of it very exciting. Most of it just me sitting at home on the couch eating toast or something. Not very exciting at all. I think everything is about to end. So with my last ounce of energy on this earth, with my last breath on this planet, I decide I'm going to grab the nearest thing to me so as it stabilizes me before I fall over and die. So at my last breath on this earth, I make a grab for the nearest thing to me, which just so happened to be Bob the electrician from Australia. So here I am, hanging on to this man in his mid-60s, who I've met about an hour before this. I'm squeezing the life out of him. I haven't taken a breath in about 20 seconds. I'm about to pass out. He's about to pass out because I'm squeezing all of the air out of him. Just when we think it's all about to end, I'm thinking about my family, I'm thinking about my dog. Just when I think it's all over, 3 American fighter jets fly overhead, leaving streams of red, white and blue behind them, breaking the sound barrier over our head. Of course they were here to celebrate the college football. Now we don't get anything like that here in Ireland, so all of my Penn State fans behind me, they see what's going on, they put 1 and 1 together, realise, oh, we're not going to die, and start laughing at me hugging this Australian man up here. I'm too stupid to put 1 and 1 together. I'm still in shock. I'm still hanging on to Bob the electrician from Australia. Bob's wife is looking very confused, and they're all laughing at me, and Bob turns to me in front of my whole group and he says, Conor, I didn't know you liked me that way. So that was my near-death experience, and I'm really happy to be here today. So, anyway.